It's the 19th annual, if you can imagine, Spring into Motion charity auction and dinner happening at the St. Elias Centre Thursday, May 10th. With us right now, she's a lawyer with Mann Lawyers LLP, and she's also the president of the TRCVA. It's Ines Jelic, and nice to have you here.
Hi, Dylan. Thank you so much for having me.
Good to have you back on the show now. Okay, so can you tell us what Mann Lawyers, first of all, how long have they been around for? How long have you been a part of this amazing organization?
The organization? So I've been part of the organization for about 4 years. That's the Rehabilitation Center Volunteer Association. And that is a branch of the Rehabilitation Center of the Ottawa Hospital. And just to give you some background on what they do, is they specialize in physical rehabilitation of patients who have suffered through disabling illnesses or injuries in their past. So they have inpatient, outpatient services, and they assist those patients in regaining independence and going back to a life in the community once they're discharged.
Okay, so you're talking about the TRCVA right there.
TRC. So
TRC.
Two separate things. The TRC is part of the hospital, the Ottawa Hospital, and the VA portion of it is the Volunteer Association.
Okay, and Mann Lawyers though? Because that was my initial question.
Sorry.
Okay.
Mann Lawyers is my firm, so
yes.
I'm a personal injury lawyer with Mann Lawyers.
Yes.
They are a sponsor of the event. It's slightly separate. That's what I do during my day job.
But that's great. I just want to connect the two because
Sure.
Mann Lawyers is an incredible sponsor of this organization.
They are, yes.
Okay, which is amazing. So the TRCVA now how long has that been around for though?
The TRCVA was started back in 1982, so it's been around for a very long time. The actual event has been around, like you were saying, 19th annual. So
19 years. Wow.
That's right.
That seems to be quite an amount of time, of course, to see success for 19 years in anything, which is incredible. So it's called the Spring into Motion charity auction and dinner. So what exactly happens on a night like this?
So what happens is our doors open at 5:30. Our guests are served a 3-course meal. They get to participate in a silent auction, which we usually have more than 150 items in the silent auction. We have a live auction that we have as well. One of the highlights last year was a dinner for 10 lucky ladies at a fire hall. They got to try out everything there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was quite fun. Another thing, we have a treasure chest, and one of the highlights of our evening is we have our speaker, which this year is going to be Michelle Earle, and she'll be talking to us about her journey of recovery and rehabilitation.
Okay, so the TRCVA, now where is it based out of? Is that an Ottawa initiative?
Yeah, so it's a registered charity through the Ottawa Hospital Rehabilitation Center.
Okay.
So our volunteers saw a need to assist patients who, once discharged, required mobility assistive devices and therapeutic services to again help them regain their independence once they were discharged from hospital. So that's where the TRCVA came about. So as part of our fundraising efforts, we have this annual auction and dinner. We have a cafe that we operate, and other fundraising initiatives throughout the year to be able to fundraise.
How many people would you say that the TRC helps in an annual basis? Like
Sure.
how many people are they helping in our community?
I believe last year was about 129 patients who came through the TRCVA to request funding.
Okay.
And I believe overall it was about $46,000 in grants that we provided to patients last year for therapeutic programs as well as assistive and mobility devices.
Okay. So who's accepted into a program like that?
So it would be former and current patients of the Rehabilitation Center, and there's an application process that they have to meet certain criteria to be considered for funding. As you might appreciate, OHIP doesn't cover everything. Some people don't even have insurance. So after a traumatic event, there's a drastic change in somebody's lifestyle. If they don't have insurance, something simple like a leg brace can cost between $250 to $5,000. Wheelchairs between $1,500, $10,000, even more than that, prosthetics. So if somebody doesn't have insurance coverage or can't go through other programs to get that funding, they come to TRCVA. We are essentially a funder of last resort to be able to help our patients afford the mobility and assistive devices they need.
And are you always looking for people to join this
organization?
organization?
We are, definitely. We're always looking for people to join either our board of directors, through our committee that organizes the charity auction and dinner every year. we're always looking to partner with community businesses, whether it's by donating something to our auction or being a sponsor at the event.
Okay, so that's why you're here today, because we still have time. It's happening May 10th, right? So
That's
you need
right.
to get more sponsors, more auction
We
items.
do, and you know what, we didn't realize this, but we made a mistake last year coming on the show in April. By then we were already sold out.
Oh!
So we're here a
So that's
little
a
bit earlier
fair warning
to
is what you're
give
doing
people
here.
an opportunity to really get in there, get their tickets. We are already 50% sold out, even more than that by now. So it's a really fun evening. We have about 280 people attend the event from various communities across Ottawa.
Okay, all right. The 19th Annual Spring into Motion Charity Auction and Dinner, and that's happening Thursday, May 10th, as I mentioned. St. Elias Centre, what's the best place to go to get a hold of you?
The best place is you can email us, trcva.ottawa@gmail.com. There's also a phone number that we've included, 613, I think it's on there
I'm sure
somewhere.
we flashed it on the screen a couple of times. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much.
More daytime coming up in moments.